Hey, you guys, welcome to Sunshine Haze. I am Aja A, and as you see tarot cards on your screen, you know it is time for a new moon reading. This reading is for my fellow Cancer, so Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, and Cancer Rising. Before I even get started, if you feel like what I'm saying in this video is not resonating with you, that means that this video just ain't for you. But don't you worry, I do have a playlist with a link to every single zodiac sign down in the description box. So if you feel like what I'm saying in this video is not resonating with you, go on and check out your moon and or rising sign. That being said, we are underneath the Scorpio lunar cycle, so go on and check out my new moon in Scorpio video talking about the energies that we'll be dealing with for the next month. I also have Autumn Equinox tarot forecast looking at the fall season, so September, October, November, December. What else do I want y'all to watch? We are in a Mercury retrograde, so check out that Mercury retrograde video. And then although the Venus retrograde has ended, we are still in the shadow, and Venus retrograde affects us quite a bit, so I would check out that video too. We actually have one other retrograde still going on, I believe, and I have a retrograde series, so just watch that. Also, Jupiter did just go into Sagittarius. It did just leave Scorpios, and I have a video. Scorpio did just leave Scorpios. It did just leave Scorpio. I do have a video up on that as well. So everything that I just mentioned, y'all can find the links down in the description box below, okay? All right. As this is the new moon or the lunar cycle spread, this is the typical 5-card spread. And we will be looking at the energy of the Scorpio lunar cycle for us, Cancer. We'll be looking at any crossing energies. As we are talking about Scorpio, we're going to be looking at where we're going to be gaining clarity, where we'll be seeing some truths coming to light. Also, where we need to be devoting a little bit more of our passionate energy. And then, as always, a soul message, something extra for you to take away with you from this spread, okay? All right. I'm shocked to not see the choice card, only because almost like everybody got the choice card for their spreads. But that's okay. Dare to be different. Let's do it. All right, let's finish shuffling these cards. It was popping off for Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, and Cancer Rising. Scorpio lunar cycle. What is that? Something fell. And that's the Death card. That is the card associated with Scorpio, and this card just flew out of the deck. We are really rocking with this Scorpio energy. For those of you guys that get all scared and shit when you see the Death card pop up in the tarot, it is not anything crazy. The Death card literally symbolizes the death of old cycles. This is literally clearing out old energy, moving away from things that no longer serve us, ending cycles, karmic cycles, things of that sort. So Cancer, the Scorpio lunar cycle, we really will be tapping, and again, this is a water moon. We will be tapping into that Scorpio energy. We may really be feeling the energy of wrapping shit up. I know for a lot of us, especially per some of my readings, this has been not necessarily an extremely difficult year, but it's been a very transformative time for us, for a lot of us Cancers. So that Death card popping out is really just telling me that a lot of us are going to be dealing with the energy of just feeling very strongly about moving away from things that no longer serve us, moving away from certain, jobs, certain friendships, certain relationships, certain habits. The Death energy is just coming in. It is time for a purge. Water moons are always cleansing agents, so we may be using this time to purge. We may be using this time to cleanse. We will most likely be using this time to release. I'm sorry, this is not this is a water moon. It is a water moon. It is a Scorpio moon. I'm tripping. I just did the Gemini video, and I'm like, wait, no, it's an air moon. Just kidding. It's a water moon. All right, what's popping for us? Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, Cancer Rising. All right, let's go on and cut the deck. All right. I knew that card was going to come up there. I don't know how I knew that, but I knew that was going to come up there. Ooh, yeah. Okay, it's lit. It's lit. I don't know about all that. All right, y'all, let's go on and read y'all these cards. Okay, so all right, Cancer, the first card that we have coming up in our spread is in the position of what type of energy we will be dealing with during the Scorpio lunar cycle. So we are talking about November to December. Sorry, y'all. It never fails. Anytime I'm recording a video, people just want to stand outside the door making hella fucking noise. Anyways, as I was saying, you guys, we have the emotion and intellect card coming up in the position of what type of energy is going to be coming in for us, or what type of energy are we supposed to be tapping into during this Scorpio lunar cycle. So for November to December, emotion and intellect is the energy that we're going to be rocking with. Two important messages that I get from this card. The first one talks about an imbalance. So I think, especially for Cancer, especially again given the readings that I've been giving for the past few months, we've been in this space of, trying to come into a new, trying to move out of the funk and the stagnancy that has been the past year or so. This card talks about there being a little bit of an imbalance on either end of the spectrum. So some of us Cancers, and it's more than likely on the emotional side of the spectrum, because we are Cancers. We are the emotional sign. We are ruled by the moon. So I'm just going to read it like that. So for a lot of us, and I was just talking about this the other day to somebody, or was I writing in my journal? I don't know. I was either writing about this or I was talking to somebody about this. And I was saying, as Cancers, when we go through shit, we really go through shit. We are water, so we attach a little bit more of an emotional connection to our experiences. Especially talking about this past year, a lot of us have been dealing with, life's trials and tribulations. Trials and tribulations. A lot of us have been dealing with life coming at us fast, and unlike other signs, when that happens, we're not necessarily able to just go, oh, okay, that happened, let's move on, let's get on to the next thing. We're more so like, oh shit, that happened, that rocked my world, oh my god, let me cry, oh my god, that changed this, now this has changed and everything is just upside down and I'm so overwhelmed and I don't know what to do, and now that I'm overwhelmed with this, I'm now overwhelmed with this, and now I'm overwhelmed with this. Cancer, it is okay to come out of our water. It is okay to resonate with a little bit more logic. This card is talking about devoting too much time and too much energy into sadness and into, being unhappy and into fear and into doubt. This card talks about balancing ourselves. Cancer, I don't know what happened. I know what happened in my life, but I don't know what happened in y'all's life. But if it was like me, something or a string of incidents or situations occurred that put you into the space to where you really, really went into your shell, to where you really were like, I don't really know what to do, so I'm going to kick it here until I figure shit out. And somewhere along the way, you maybe might have stopped trying to figure shit out and got comfortable. And anytime you think about moving forward, you go back to the instances that got you into your shell. Cancer, this card coming up in this position, especially with the death card flying out. Listen, we got a fire-ass spread. Let me tell you how there are absolutely no regular cards here. There are no court cards here. Well, technically the emotion and these two cards are court cards, but for the dreams of Gaia deck, I treat these more like majors. Crazy energy coming in for us during this next lunar cycle. This is the season of change, Cancer, and it's looking like this is the time for our change, and the change cannot start unless we acknowledge that we're putting too much energy into our emotions and that we're resonating too much in our emotions. I was doing a bunch of readings for myself, and I was getting thinking about it and working through things are great, but nothing is going to change, nothing is going to happen so long as you don't move towards that change yourself. And this emotion and intellect card is telling me that the only way that you can move towards the change will be to start releasing the emotional baggage that you are carrying around. And for those of y'all that are like, this video ain't resonating with me, that's cool, but y'all are Cancer, so whether this video resonates with you or not, I know that message does. It is time to release any emotional baggage that you are carrying around. As a Cancer, I know you have emotional baggage. And I know you don't, and I know you carry it around because you're a Cancer. So, it's time to let that shit go. And that's the energy that we're supposed to be tapping into during this next lunar cycle. And which is so funny, our crossing energy is the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is the card of cycles. It is the card of coming into a new. This being a crossing energy is literally just telling me that Cancer, a lot of us are having a little bit of trouble with moving into the next chapter of our lives. I don't pick up on the sense that we don't know it's time. I pick up on the sense that a lot of us are actually very much so ready for it. But as I've been saying in a lot of my readings and as I've been learning for myself, like, you can be ready, you can intend, you can place manifestations, you can do all that shit all you want. But again, if you're not doing the work, if you haven't released what needs to be released, if you're still carrying around shit that you don't need to carry around, there is no way for you to move into the next chapter and for it to be successful. It's kind of like when they say, the definition of insanity is continuing to do the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Cancer, you cannot continue to carry your baggage into the next chapter of life and expect for things to go peachy keen. Listen, for this last chapter, did you carry some baggage from the chapter prior? How did that go for you? And in the chapter prior, did you carry baggage from the chapter prior to that? How did that go for you? Instead of continuing that particular pattern, that cycle, which is a cycle in a crossing position or a reverse position, depending on how you want to look at it, it is now time for you to align. It is really now time for you to release, Cancer. And you cannot, again, and I talk about these spreads, and oftentimes the crossing card being a card that you can, during the lunar cycle, turn into an upright position to become a supporting energy of the energy you're supposed to be tapping into. And with the Wheel of Fortune, we can very much so do that. We are feeling a little halted. We're feeling a little stalled towards the next steps. And Cancer, let's be real, it's not anything other than you or anything other than your actions. You're not going to be able to move to the next step until you work through whatever it is that you need to work through, until you release whatever it is that needs to be released. This next step is waiting here for you. The Wheel of Fortune is a cycle. It is a wheel. It spins. It's continuous. It's waiting. It's slowed down slightly because there's work for you to still do. There are things for you to still get rid of. And again, we are in a Mercury retrograde, so I'm not surprised that the Wheel of Fortune is coming in as a crossing energy, as a slowed down energy. It's time to reflect and correct, Cancer. It's time for you to reflect and find your triggers. Figure out what emotional baggage you are carrying around, what trauma you are carrying around. Figure it out with that intellect. Figure out how to work through it, release it so that you can make this a supporting energy and make this an upright card. The Wheel of Fortune is a really positive card to come up in a reading, even if it isn't a crossing energy. Very positive energy here, okay? And we want it to be upright. We want it to be a supporting card as opposed to as a crossing energy. Y'all, I'm loving this spread. I just want y'all to know that we had the Death card fall out, so we're moving away from all the old shit. So we do have the Wheel of Fortune in a crossing energy, but I am very, very, very convinced that this can turn into an upright. We've got the Emotion and Intellect card talking about, hey, listen, release some of that old shit. It's time for something new. And listen here, we got the World in the position of where are you going to gain clarity. As I was saying earlier, Cancer, a lot of us have been going through the motions, been going through the, like, I know what kind of life I want to live, but shit just ain't going the way I wanted it to go. I had a plan at one point, and now I just don't know. The World card coming up in this position. This is another card of cycles, but this is the card of complete cycles. This is the card of happiness. This is the card of being content. This is the card of reaching and achieving all of your goals. Listen, coming up in the position of where are you going to be gaining clarity? Where is the truth going to be coming to light? Cancer. During this lunar cycle, especially with this very transformative energy, especially with this being the energy of things coming full circle, we at some point are going to be able to see. I am recording a video, y'all. Sorry, thank you. Sorry, you know what? Let me just mention how the girl who was making the most noise across the hallway just looked at me like I was fucking crazy. I'm not fucking crazy. You was over there yelling your lungs out, and then I go and recording a video, and you want to look at me like I'm stupid. Who, y'all, let me tell you, this Mercury retrograde want me to fuck everybody and their whole lives up, but I'm trying not to do it. I'm trying to be a better person, you guys. We got the World card, and we got the Wheel of Fortune, and the Lovers. I'm trying to be a positive individual. Anyways, y'all, so we do have the World card. As I was saying, this card coming up here, we're going to either have some sort of opportunity presented to us, or we're going to have some sort of epiphany or some sort of realization that shows us, that brings us to the point of seeing, hey, I see how I can get back on track. I see how I can get back to business. I see how I can get back to me and start creating and building this life and manifesting this life that I truly want to live. Listen, this is a very positive card. This ends the whole tarot. This ends the complete entire deck. You know what I'm saying? When you get this is a rare energy to come out. I don't think I've pulled the World for anybody else in their readings just yet. It doesn't come up very often when I do readings like this. So this coming up where you are going to be gaining clarity, Cancer. My message to you is, if you have been feeling like you've been being pulled through the ringer, my G, understand that you about to be pulled to the top. No more ringer. Things are about to change. Things are about to get better. And if you've been confused about how to get to that next chapter, how to make that next step, understand that your clarity, understand that what you need to know, what you need to learn, what you need to see is going to become evident and going to become visible for you during this lunar cycle. Okay, y'all, I'm about to cuss these people in the hallway out. I'm trying not to, you guys. All right, so the last card that I have coming up in this spread is, not the last card, y'all. The next card that I have coming up is in the position of where you need to devote a little bit more of your passionate energy, and I am just laughing because we have the Lovers card.
And that's where I'm at.
Y'all, I'm trying to record a video.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. Let's just talk about, technical, oops, we'll fix that. All right, you guys, the next card that we have coming up in your spread, in our spread, is in the position of where we need to devote a little bit more of our passionate energy. And this is cracking me up because it says the Lovers card. And there is a misconception with the Lovers card. Yes, it can always be, or very much so, be connected to or attached to romantic or intimate energy. But the Lovers card, the message that I get more so for this spread, Cancer, is you need to be putting more of your passion, more of your motivation, more of your energy towards the things that truly make your heart beat. The Lovers energy, I believe, is coming up for what truly makes you happy, what you truly love doing, where you truly love to be, what resonates with you, what makes you feel like the individual that you're supposed to feel like. There is this feeling of knowing, this feeling of understanding, this feeling of just being truly content. And this Lovers card coming up in this position of where you need to devote energy, I believe Cancer is saying, like, you know, it's time to stop going through the motions. Yeah, we gotta work and shit. Yeah, we gotta do the day-to-day. But you can still always make time for what makes you truly happy. And this card coming up in this position, Cancer, is telling me that you have very much so moved away from it for whatever reason. Everybody's different. Everybody has a different story. But this card coming up in this position, Cancer, is saying for whatever reason that you did move away from doing what you love or being who you truly are or whatever may have you, it is time to stop doing that now and to go back to putting your energy into the things that you like to put your energy into. Kind of resonating with a little bit of Six of Cups energy. It's time for you to think about all the things that you like doing. Think about when you were truly happy, when you felt like your best, when you felt the most poppin'. What were you doing during that time, Cancer? It's time to start doing that shit again. It is all about devoting that energy back into what you love, okay? We've got some major bomb, hella fire cards coming up in this spread. We got the World, we got the Wheel of Fortune, which I said can be turned into an upright energy. You've got the Lovers card too, and you've got the Emotion and Intellect card, which is talking all about releasing, getting rid of energies that you no longer need to be carrying around with you. So very transformative time. And then just to confirm, you had the Death card fly out at the beginning before I even started pulling cards, which is, this is for the Scorpio lunar cycle reading. So I'm just kind of blown away. I'm like, yo, listen, peep this, because Scorpio lunar energy was like, nah, listen, Cancer, listen, this is your time. The time is now. Okay, you guys. The last card that we have coming up in our spread is in the position of the soul message, and that is the masculine feminine card. And this card really carries the energy of realigning yourself and embracing energies that truly and honestly serve you. So I was talking about earlier kind of moving away and kind of going through the motions, Cancer. This card, as a soul message card, I think is coming in with a very strong message to say, Cancer, what you're doing right now, you don't have to be doing. Figure out, again, what makes your heart beat, what makes you happy. Figure out what energies you were surrounding yourself with, or what energies you were tapping into when you were in this position of doing what you love, doing what makes you happy, and take reign of that shit. It's okay to be a little selfish. We're in a Scorpio lunar season, so this is all about reconnecting with our deepest passions, our heart's desires, our truth. So Cancer, it's cool to tap into your own truth. It's cool to figure out what works for you and what doesn't. And when you figure out what works for you, it is completely okay to reach your hand into the bag and get to it and make that energy work for you. That's what this card is coming up for. So my message to you, Cancer, for this time, and I know a lot of us need to hear it, is that the bullshit is honestly almost over. Things like change does not, listen, the bullshit is almost over, y'all. 8 of Cups sitting on the bottom of the deck. All this energy, whether it be physical or mental or spiritual, that we're resonating in right now is not for us, and we're feeling like that because it is time for us to change. If things are going crazy or going haywire around you right now, Cancer, that's 8 of Cups energy, and that's because it's time for you to move forward. It's time for you to move on. And as I was saying, the bullshit is truly and honestly almost over. We are coming into a change. You have the Death card at the beginning flying out, and then you have the 8 of Cups sitting on the bottom. So we are ending some sort of chapter, some sort of cycle, Cancer. We are getting ready to come into some sort of new. With that being said, we will be coming up on our full moon next month, so that doesn't surprise me. Good things are finna pop off for us, Cancer. Just be mindful, be a little patient, and understand that there is work that you do have to put in on your end in order to see those shifts happen, okay? But they finna happen, and they finna happen for the better. Shit, the World, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Lovers card. You can't tell me shit. You can't tell me 2019 ain't finna be lit. Okay? All right, y'all. I hope that reading provided you with some insight. If you feel like you need a little more clarity or you like your own personal reading, please feel free to book one with me through my Etsy shop. If you don't see anything on there that resonates with you, you can go on and shoot me an email, and we can figure it out that way. If you like this video, go on and give me a little thumbs up down below. I truly appreciate it. If you have any questions or comments, go on and drop them down below as well. I will respond. I do check my channel pretty frequently, so you know, as long as it's positive, I will respond to you. If it's not positive, I will delete it or I'll cuss you out. Depends on how I'm feeling that day. All right. If you have any Cancer friends or any friends that got Cancer boyfriends or girlfriends, go on, send them this video, help them get their lives together. And if you are still listening to me talk 23 minutes in, go on and hit that subscribe button so you can keep up with when I put out new videos and feel like reading your lives. All right, you guys, I think that is it. Go on and check out all those videos that I plugged at the beginning. Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde, new moon in Scorpio, autumn equinox tarot forecast, Jupiter in Sagittarius, all that. Check out all the links down in the description box to watch all the videos. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will see y'all next time.